Hey, good workout today.
Oh yeah, that one was deceptively hard.
I was like, we don't do a ton of like EMOMs like as our
Uh,
metcons, so I was
yeah.
like, oh, rest a ton. But those wall balls I'm pretty good at wall balls, but they got pretty gnarly. You know what was really weird is in our gym, our targets are like outlined in bright yellow,
Yeah.
and yours are not. And I didn't realize until today how much I really need bright yellow to know where I'm putting the ball because I missed a bunch. I missed a bunch
The,
of wall balls.
the other thing is, are yours on are they on the wall or are they at a physical target like we have?
We have some on the wall. Well, they just have like a line that says
Yeah.
hit it above this line, but we also have the ones that are
People
on the rig. Yeah.
people absolutely hate the physical target because of what you just said. You will miss them.
Yeah.
You don't think it's that big of a difference until you do the two. Like it makes your accuracy way harder to be able to
Yeah.
stay consistent with.
I kept thinking, oh, accuracy is one of the skills too. We need to be
Yeah.
accurate athletes as well. And wall
Yep.
balls, we don't do a ton of that in CrossFit, but wall ball shots is definitely one of them. And I got like a B minus today. So
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it. That's why I always make everybody try to use the wall.
yeah,
I not
smart.
the wall, the target because they
The
hate
target.
them. And I'm like, yeah, I
And
know
to
why
be
you like the
honest,
wall.
I think you're right. I think yours are ever so slightly taller than ours because I was like,
Mm.
this feels like normal, like a little higher. Your workout today was the first time I've ever worked out in any other gym besides my home gym.
Oh,
So
okay.
everything was fresh and new. Your equipment is all very lovely and nice and new, relatively new compared to what I'm used to. But I think your wall balls are ever so slightly more difficult and challenging. So your athletes are
You
going to
know
get
what?
a little bit better.
You know what we need to do that you said that? We need to make it more mainstream that you can drop into the gym that's in
Yeah.
your town that isn't your home gym and
Oh,
people
I
not
love that.
freak out and go, "Oh my God, are they going to leave gyms? Are they going to go somewhere else?"
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, it's always been like this. CrossFit's a different model. It's not Planet
Yeah.
Fitness. We don't need 10,000 members. And you know what I mean? And every CrossFit is different and has its own
Yeah.
flavor. So when you find the one you like, that's great. But it is always good to get out of like your own like place and just
For
go.
sure.
But and I get that, and I know it's way easier to say that than to actually do
Right.
it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah.
it would be nice if you could take field trips more often.
Field trips. That's a great way to market it.
Yeah.
That's so smart. Hey, quick heads up. Your gym just got its own online gear shop powered by WOD Like the Pros. To shop, go to wodlikethepros.com, click Find Your Gym, enter your gym's name, and you're in. You shop for gear, supplements, and equipment from brands you already love, and a cut of every sale goes directly back to your gym. No markups, no extra cost, just an easy way to support your gym while grabbing the stuff you need to level up your WODs. Shop smart, support your gym, WOD Like the Pros. You know, you're the first person I've interviewed that was like, hey, why don't you come on and do one in my gym? And technically it's kind of challenging, but I would love to make that a regular part of what I'm doing. Like I go work out in your gym and then we do the interview, and that could be and you could do a little documentary portion or something like here's CrossFit Conductor and here's what's unique about them and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and
So
the workout part wasn't that important, but like for me, like that's what we all do. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like it's why we all like this stuff. Like let's
for
actually
sure.
go and do the workout.
Yeah, exactly. Did you work out today already or do you do it later in the
No,
day?
actually, I will not work out until 4 o'clock. I try to do as many classes as I can. I hate
Yeah.
working out on my own.
Yeah.
And
I can't even do it.
and I found out too, I don't really like I think I go hard until I go into a class. So it's kind of a cop out, like,
Yeah.
in between. So anytime I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
an actual class, I like to do an actual class. And the other thing is too, I think it's important for people to see that you do it too. Like as an owner or a
Yeah.
coach, so many coaches don't follow the programming, which is so bananas to me.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah. Because
well,
there's like
no,
an
it's
element of CrossFit where like I'm a believer. Like I believe in this shit.
yeah,
That's why I'm doing this. And so I think that reinforces it. Yeah.
yeah. That's I always, and I don't care. I always let them come, but we get drop-ins like from out of town, and they're like,
Mhm.
"Hey, do you have an open gym area? I'm following my
No.
programming." I'm like, "Yeah." Because if you deviated from your super special programming
Right.
for 1 or 2 days, it would totally mess you up,
Right.
So it's always kind of funny that when you hear people like that, and it's not even like they're just like they just want to do local comps too, you know what I mean? But they're
Right.
following
Yeah.
their
Yeah. Yeah.
super special programming.
Yeah. Whatever. Do you do your own programming? Do you write that?
No, we have done everybody's programming under the sun. Like I'm
Okay.
talking everybody. Like I've gone through, and there's always been things that I like about it. And there's always been things that I
Yeah.
haven't. But we just started using Andrew Hiller's
Oh, do
the
you?
yeah, the No Rep Club. We just figured give it a shot.
Sweet. Yeah.
Um And so we had been a little back on that. Like we had been doing CrossFit's affiliate programming, the CAP stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to question effectiveness. I'm sure it's super effective. It's boring as shit.
That matters too.
It really does. And the best way I could describe it is that it lacked a fun factor. Like it was so repetitive in the sense of like, it was like couplets and triplets, a lot of the same time domain. So we were always tweaking it to make it a little bit more fun, like putting it into rounds or EMOM stuff. It just got boring. And I looked at one of the other coaches and I said to her, I go, when was the last time you were excited about one of these workouts? And she looked at me like, I don't really know. And we're like, okay, we're going to give it a shot. So we switched. And I really like it so far. But the only thing that we would say, it's a lot of baloney in a small package. Like to get the amount of volume that they're trying to program in there.
Yeah.
We've tweaked it. So, cause like literally you can do it, but there'd be zero coaching.
Because there's too much content or not enough content?
Yeah, too much. Which actually, I think that's a better problem to have.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we can pick and choose what we like about it. But so far, I actually really like it. And I like it from the standpoint that there's not a lot of time in between movements. Like you're not going you're not going weeks without seeing a wall ball shot. You're not going weeks without seeing a ring muscle up. You know what I mean? Because those are things that if you don't hit them repetitively, it's like my golf game. You're going to stay equally shitty.
Right. Yeah. No, I feel that way about ring muscle ups in particular. Like we hit them, we do mayhem, and we hit them very rarely. And so by the time I do, I'm like maybe I'm still I'm only 2 years into CrossFit, so I'm still like making good progress just generally.
Yeah, for sure.
But eventually I'll get to a point where I'll probably maybe peaked because I'm not hitting those specific skills regularly enough. So when I hit them, my general fitness won't really have changed, and so it'll be the same thing. I worry about that, to be honest. Sometimes.
Yeah, and those are fun party tricks. Everybody wants to be able to do those. It just gives you something to go after.
Yeah, for sure. Where did the name CrossFit Conductor come from? I think it's a very cool and unique name.
It's not. It came out of nowhere. Before I opened up, I used to be a health and wellness coordinator at Georgetown College a long time ago, and I used to in my fancy email signature. I put that I was an awesomeness facilitator.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I always thought that was funny. And so originally the gym was going to be, it was facilitator fitness. And then it was going to be CrossFit facilitator. I thought I had done my homework. I looked all over the place. There was not one. And then when I applied for affiliation, they said, you can't use that because there's a CrossFit, I think it was Facilitate in Australia. And I was like,
I didn't know it could be even close. I thought it had
so that's why it didn't come up in any searches that I was looking for.
Oh, right.
So they had that one, and I threw out on like Facebook. Does anybody have any ideas? And everybody threw out, and I can't remember who it was, but they threw that one out there. And I had I love quotes, and there's a quote that always stuck with me that there's nothing unstoppable as a train full of fuck yeah. So I went with CrossFit Conductor. And we use that. And it's like, it's FY is on our shirts somewhere.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask you, I saw the FY. I was like, I wonder what the FY stands for. But after spending exactly one class with you, I was like, okay, I think I figured it out.
Yeah.
Because you don't use just RX. You name them like, and then fuck yeah. And then,
we've done that for a while. We try to do, instead of just verbally saying what the scaling options are, we try to actually write it out because like there's some people that you can say whatever you want and they don't hear a thing. So we just give people options and they kind of find their lane where they most commonly are. So
do you, in our gym, there's the RX and then here's a couple of ideas for scale. And so this person may scale very differently than that person, but it seems like in your gym, you've got this level and then this level and this level. Do you intentionally try to keep people, even if they're scaling, they're all scaling in the same way? Is that part of it?
No, it's just for different options because sometimes people will have to mix and match those different scaling things. If anything, I mix and match it more because people get so complacent and they're like, well, this is what I normally do on pull-up day. Well, that's great, but you're never going to get pull-ups if that's, and I don't even care if you don't want to get pull-ups, so I'm actually going to push you forward to it. So no, we actually probably mix and match it more so than keeping anybody like in one track. Because it's way too easy to get comfortable there.
Right. Is that one of the things I wanted to ask you about is like the sort of back and forth between Coach Eric, who wants to push his members to like, reach for the stars and accomplish all those goals, and then business owner Eric, who needs to retain customers, and you got to be, is there a tension there, or can you just push as hard as you want, or like how do you?
Oh no, no, no,
Those
no.
things?
Yeah,
You don't think
no.
so?
No, you can't push as hard. Well, and you probably know this. Have you done that? Like, when you started, like, were you as gung ho as I was? And I'm like, I'm going to do
Yeah.
everything. And then all of a sudden
Yeah.
you can't walk to the bathroom in the morning.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that's not, but that's how CrossFit used to be. When we
Yeah.
first opened up the very first CrossFit, like, it was like the Wild West. We didn't know what
Yeah.
the hell we were doing. And it was like, we were like, if you can't hang, go find a different gym. And it was
Right,
like,
get
it was
outta
the
here.
stupidest mentality. So no, there's a fine line between that. Like, I don't want to destroy anybody. But,
Right.
but I definitely do like pushing people like a little bit more than what they're comfortable with doing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean with like weight and volume. Like, we had a woman that she's like, she didn't want to kick up into a handstand. And I go, well, have you ever done that? And she's like, no. And I go, well, we're going to try today. So
Yeah.
it's just stuff like that.
Yeah. I think you do a good job. I mean, having spent exactly one session with you. Like,
Yeah.
your rapport is obviously very strong with your members, and like you use humor really effectively, and I suspect that creates the space where people are willing to go upside down who would have never done that. Like you.
Oh yeah,
you
for sure.
Built that space. Yeah. Is that
and
pretty
and it's
naturally?
tough, and that just takes time with people. Like, from a coaching
Yeah.
standpoint, you just have
Yeah.
to in the beginning, most people, like, especially like if I have somebody that comes in that has previous CrossFit experience, I'm observing a little bit more than I am really telling
Yeah.
you what to do, because I don't know. I don't know what you are and aren't capable of doing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Were you always like, how did you go from guy who loves CrossFit to guy who's like, I want to be a coach and own a gym?
Oh, I always I used to be a high school teacher, and so I used to coach football.
So you've been coaching. Oh, okay.
Yeah, in some variation of teaching or coaching. And
see.
then always loved working out. And then, like, it sounds like the stupid coach's bio. Like, Eric's been into fitness ever since he was a kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it is like,
But that's it.
That's just,
That is.
yeah, it was just sports. And then it evolved into working out. Always loved working out. And then it just evolved into CrossFit.
Interesting. So when did you start CrossFit? Like, you mentioned the early days. Were you back when it like was, Pukey the Clown and all that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like
Really?
2012.
Oh shit, that's very early. How did you find it?
I always followed it. Never actually did it. And then I had
What do you mean you always
warehouse.
followed it? Like, how did you first hear about it? Because are you from like the West Coast?
I was living in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
We moved to Lexington in 2009. But previous to that, my wife and I were in the city of Chicago, and Windy City CrossFit opened up down the street from us.
Oh, wow.
And at the time, I was following, have you ever seen the movie 300?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the gym that those guys trained in was a place called Jim Jones out in Utah.
Okay.
Which was that was one of the first, it kind of came up around the same time as CrossFit.
Jim Jones is maybe the best gym name I've ever heard in my life.
100%.
Good.
They 100%. Like, they broke. There will be never better a gym name than that.
Yeah, that's so fun. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
And it's even better too if you people don't get it. Like, you don't explain the reference. You're just like,
right. Yeah, that's so funny.
So I was looking for alternatives to like what I was doing, because I was the typical, like, from sport athletic background. You went and did like bodybuilding, and then you did cardio after.
Right.
And I was just looking for something different, and Jim Jones was one of those. They were really big into kettlebells, which I really liked. So that was the other thing, like the RKC, if you remember Pavel. I'm not going to try to say his last name, but he's credited for bringing kettlebells to the U.S.
Oh, really? Oh, right.
Yeah. I went and did like one of his certifications, and
oh,
I like that because like you didn't need a lot of equipment. So I was like doing it out of my garage. And then CrossFit, I used to go to their website just to steal workouts.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because they were one of the few places that was posting like these
Right.
alternative style workouts. And that was part of like CrossFit's buildup. And then, like I said earlier, this Windy City CrossFit opens up down the street from me in Chicago, and I went and checked it out. And it was super tiny. It was like maybe 1,200 square feet.
Yeah.
And I went up there and I remember, I think it was like $100 at the time. And
Oh,
now going full circle, I was like, who would pay $100 to go to a gym?
Right.
And now that's all I do every day is I convince people to spend $200 to go to a gym.
What is your pitch? Because like my parents are like in their like mid to late 60s. They're in not great shape. I love them very much if they hear this. But like I'm like, yeah, but it's an investment into your health. Like what is your move to get people to like move past that, paying $150 a month?
So are you talking on just the money objection?
Yeah. Because my parents have just moved into like, we're in our fixed income years, right? So it's sort of like on their mind, obviously, but still.
Yeah, it's a little bit different with every person. I feel like you have to like have a conversation with them and feel them out a little bit. But like when you go to the money price, like, so like say your parents, you know what I mean? You're saying about that, like a little bit older age demographic, and they're like, oh, it costs that much. Go through and show them what healthcare costs when you're in the hospital. Yeah. You know what a heart attack or a stroke or cancer costs? It's a lot less than the $200 a month that I'm asking you for. So, and again though, but when it's a price thing, you either have to be open-minded to, there's nothing I could say. If you've already put in your mind that it's too expensive and you're not willing to invest in it, like there's not a whole hell of a lot that I can say to you that's going to change your mind on that.
Yeah.
You know, you have to come around to it.
Yeah.
And
are there people in your life that where you're like, I've been trying to make this case for years, and it just like, even as a coach who has a successful gym, even you can't sort of compel them?
No, because I don't waste my time. You either want to do CrossFit's way too hard. Yeah. If you don't find some reason like by yourself that you really want to do it, whether you love the people that you work out with, you like doing hard stuff, you like want to take your own healthcare into your own hands. Like I can give you the information, but again, it's like any other thing. If you've already made up your mind on it, like I can give you information, but you have to decide. It's like quitting smoking. I can tell you all the dangers of smoking, but unless you want to quit, you're never going to quit.
That's reminding me about like maybe like your social media, which is, as you were saying, like you love quotes. Like it's a lot of like these kind of quotes that are like, if you're not like that kind of stuff. So in a way, I guess you are kind of laying that foundation. You're trying to give them that opportunity to make that decision for themselves, and yet recognizing, it's their own decision. They have to make it themselves.
And then the other thing is, like you mentioned it before, like humor's I kind of go to. Like I've had people be like, oh my gosh, that's expensive. And I go, I know, isn't it? It's crazy how much that is. But then I follow it up with that. I'm like, it's worth it. And if you don't like it, and I'll also tell people, I don't care. Like if you came and you decided this was something that you wanted to do, and you came and you did it for a month, if you did it for 2 months, but you legitimately like were consistent. Like say you came and told me that you wanted to do it 3 times a week. You came consistently for 4 to 8 weeks, 3 times a week. And at the end of that, you're like, this sucks. I hate it. It's not doing it. I'll give you your money back.
Yes.
But if you come and you do it once or twice and you're like, I don't like it. Well, how do you know if you like it?
Yeah.
How do you know if you're not getting results? And that's the biggest thing. Like people that don't get results on anything like nutrition or exercise, like how consistent are you? Have you really done it? You know what I mean? And they're like, I tried everything. Yeah, you tried everything for like 3 days.
Yep. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, it's not tough. I mean, it's revealing of not your character, but like what they're really willing to pay for it. You know what I mean?
Well, and the other thing is too, I'm under no like I'm not fooling myself into thinking that I'm trying to sell the absolute hardest thing there is to sell. Like I'm asking you to work really hard. Like
and pay me for it.
Yeah, and pay me for it. Like that's everybody jokes around. They're like, I can't believe we pay for this. You know what I mean? And then they come back the next day. Yeah. So
isn't that weird?
It's super. It's the worst. So I get it that it's not for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. There's that. It's for anybody, but not for everybody. That kind of a thing. And part of me like hates that sentiment. Like usually when I think of like, for example, my parents that I'm really trying to get them, but I understand it. I understand that, some people just aren't in the place yet where, I mean, there's a sense in which you have to like for people with addiction, they have to eat, they have to hit rock bottom. That's a really important.
Yeah. Until you decide you want to do it. Yeah. It falls into that same category.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've been running a gym for a long time now. What do you actually spend your time doing most of the time? Like you coach, I imagine several hours a week, but there's a lot.
Yeah, I still coach. I still coach probably more than I should. But that's actually what I love doing. But that's the worst excuse ever. So it's like I do a little bit of everything. Like from coaching to I'm the maintenance guy, I'm HR, I'm lead follow-up, so that makes me marketing.
Right.
Like a little bit of everything, but that's so that's my ever, I guess this is with any small business owner, like the goal. I don't currently own a business. I own my job. Like the old adage that if I got run over by a bus tomorrow, does my business exist? And if it doesn't, that doesn't, you don't own a business, you own your job. So
I see.
My goal from all of this is, and and again, I got into this because number one, I love CrossFit, and number two, I love coaching. So I don't ever want to give that up. But for me to actually own a business, I have to be able to fill all those spots that I could unplug from it if I wanted to, and then run it. So that's the ever ongoing goal of doing that stuff, is being able to have. And the biggest thing with that is just having good people around you.
Yeah. Which I assume you have. How did you collect those people?
Oh my gosh, it's all been through people that have been gym members.
Really?
Yeah. And I've looked through it. It's like you almost, to be a good coach, I don't feel like you can't have gone through your own personal like CrossFit, like starting up from scratch, not knowing how to do anything, and then falling in love with it and saying you do it. Because I've had people like I offer this internship. You're more than welcome to come. The first barrier of entry is you get to come and be a member for a month for free. No one sticks with it. The only people that stick with it are the people that have chosen to do it on their own. So it's hard, but it's good. And the other thing, like from a coaching standpoint, I don't care. You could have zero coaching knowledge. I can teach you everything that you ever need to know about coaching. I can't teach you to be a good person that other people want to be around.
Yeah, right.
That is the number one quality. And I can't remember who I stole this from, but they call it like the car test. Could I sit in a car with you for 5 hours and not want to jump out as we're going down the highway?
Yeah.
And if you can pass that test, then that's like your first, Yeah.
That's cool. That's funny. So, and you have, how many other coaches do you have in your gym?
Like 4 to 5. It just depends. Like some people are like, I have one that helps me with the majority of the other stuff. And then we have a couple other part-time people that do it because they love coaching.
Yeah.
So it's not, but that's what I want though. Like there are some people that if they coach a few classes, they're super passionate about it and it's awesome because it's not their full-time gig. You start to overload them with things and then you start to lose that. Like coaching's not super fun anymore. They start missing their workouts and then they become the disgruntled coach that just walks in and like, because I want people to coach. You're not a cheerleader and you're not a DJ. That's not coaching. You know what I mean? When people are like, oh, I love them. What?
Yeah.
Like, are they really coaching? That's the hardest thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never coached. I've been trying to get my L1. It fell through a couple of times, but I did a session of CrossFit Kids. Yeah. And I really like working with kids and it's really fun. But then there were these moments where I was like, oh, here's the moment where I'm supposed to actually tell them the mechanics of the movement. And all I know are like what I've heard in classical ones, but I don't have the deep knowledge. So like that sort of technical underpinning and to be able to sort of fluidly just deliver it in real time to people who may be struggling at different levels is just such a valuable, massive thing. Obviously I don't have it yet because I've not taken the L1 and all that, but
even if you have zero aspirations to ever coach, go get the L1. Yeah. It's like, it's a magical experience. And don't do the online.
No. It's good.
I'll be quick to criticize it and be the first to admit that I don't like to criticize anything that I've never actually seen. I'm sure they do a great job with it. I can tell you right now, there's no way it can match what in-person is like. And part of what the magic is, it's not necessarily that you're going to go to this weekend certificate, or it's not even a certification. It's just a certificate course. You're not going to go for 2 days and come back and be like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to do. But what you do get to see, you get to see what real coaching is. Like the seminar staff coaches, they're like from a different planet. It doesn't even seem real. And when I went and got my L1 way back in 2012, I had no idea what it was, but I remember looking at it, and it was Joe DeGain was the flow master of ours. And I go, I have no idea what this guy is doing. I want to be like him.
Wow.
I couldn't tell you if you're like, well, what do you want to be like him? I'd be like, I don't know. I just want to be like that. Yeah. Well, yeah. You 100. Yeah. That's all it was. And so you can go as somebody that's just interested in CrossFit. It also gives you a bigger peek behind the curtain of like the method behind the methodology, or like that it's not random. It's not, that's why I always laugh when I hear people criticizing CrossFit. You're just looking at it from the surface. Like, I'm not taking anyone's opinion that's never actually done it consistently at an affiliate. Your opinion means absolutely nothing to me. And mine shouldn't mean anything to you if I was criticizing something that I hadn't actually tried.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? Because you have you clearly, like, just by the stuff that they say, you just clearly have no idea what you're talking about.
That's funny. You said that you didn't know what the guy's flow was 13 years ago. Now that you've had 13 years to reflect on it, do you think you understand a little bit about like actually what he was doing and that you're able to use it yourself?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it just came from experience, and it comes from like, and I'll give you an example, like when you're doing, like you do these like breakout sessions, and they'll take you through the fundamental movements, and like they bring somebody out and they do an air squat, and they're like, okay, what did you see? And I was like a little kid, I was like looking at my shoes, being like in my head, like, don't pick me, don't pick me. And they're like, hey, what did you see? And I go, oh my God, I didn't see anything. I have no idea what you're talking about. And he has the person squat again, and he picks out like 4 different things that they could improve on. And I was like, I have no idea how you saw that. And so like one of the things is you've seen it 10,000 times.
Yeah.
That's why I can watch somebody air squat now.
Right.
And be able to pick something out, or be able to go, no, that looks really good, and do it really quickly. It's just repetition. And so it's experience, but it's like, but it goes back to the whole CrossFit thing of virtuosity, just like doing the common uncommonly well. So it's just those things, and it's repetition, and it's like mastering the fundamentals. And then when you think that you've mastered them, start back over with the fundamentals.
Like, so when someone goes into a squat, you're looking for like imbalance, or obviously there's like depth issues, but like what are the kinds of things that you might be looking for?
Well, so it's like the biggest thing. It's like the, I can't remember exactly what they call it, but it's like when you triage it, somebody comes into the emergency room and they have a gunshot and then a scrape on their hand. You're going to address the gunshot first. So it's like that's your first thing. It's like just positions like their back, what it looks like. And if it's weighted or unweighted, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? But like, there's different things for every movement. So you just kind of laundry list it and what's the most important. And then, but over time, you can start to do that like instantly. In the beginning, the biggest mistake is to look for everything, because you will see nothing.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what happens. And so like when I have coaches, like we lesson plan all of our workouts out. So, and
what does that mean?
Hold on.
Yep.
Like this is going to be bad. Like, so I'm going to hold this up.
Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh.
It's a lesson plan. And all that does is I go through, I write out the workout. Right next to the workout then is what is the intended stimulus of that. I go through that. Right next to that then is scaling for those things. If I have like somebody that comes in, like let's say we're doing something overhead. What are we doing if you can't go up overhead? So I have all those scaling options. Then at the bottom, there's a timeline. 5 minutes for the intro, 10 minutes for the warm-up, 5 minutes for the skill session. And then I put 3 minutes for I call them potty and sippy sip breaks before that. But I can go into a class, they can be a phenomenal coach, but I know that they haven't prepared for their class just by the way that the class flows through.
Yeah.
Or one of the fundamental things about a class is start on time, end on time.
Right. Yeah. Which you did today.
Yeah. And I know, and don't get me wrong, you can lesson plan all you want. I'm not saying that doesn't happen every once. It happens to the best coaches in the world. Like, it'll happen. But if it happens consistently, there's always that coach that the class somehow just is always late. Yeah. There's never a time for a cool down. There's never time to put your stuff away. And if there's a class right after that, it's like that next class is wanting to get in and you don't even have your stuff away. You're still trying to figure out where you're at on the ground. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it just makes the flow of class go better. And then it also I then after that, like depending upon what movement we were doing. Oh, so I'll give you the example. So we did wall balls today.
Yep.
So then I go through, I write out a progression of that movement. Okay, what are we going to start off with? And the very first thing, one of the biggest, I kind of start with faults. What's one of the biggest faults in a wall ball shot is people not hitting depth. So number one, I made everybody sit in the bottom of your squat. One, so that you know where it is. So if like it's not, and I was like, hey, sit a little bit lower, and you go, oh, that's how low I have to go? And you're like, yep. So you have to feel it. The other thing, it gives me the opportunity to go, maybe somebody's got something going on and they can't get to depth that day.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not in the middle of the class going, oh my God, squat lower. And in their head, they're like, I could, but my knee's killing. You know what I mean? So it gives me time to do that. And then you're just layering on that movement. And then eventually we get to the final movement. And it's also a good way to just get people warmed up.
Yeah, for sure.
But it gives me eyes on people. So I can see how they're moving, what they're doing, and in a more controlled manner, opposed to like, if somebody goes, you've got 10 to 15 people in a class, and you go, okay, give me 5 wall ball shots. Number one, you can't watch all those people. And number two, there's no way that you're going to be able to correct that. So those progressions are really important because, again, like I said, it just gives you an opportunity to see people better.
Yeah, that's cool. I love the lesson planning idea. So you do that for every class?
Yep, and I require it of every coach.
Nice. And how long have you been doing that?
Since 2016, I think.
Is that like your high school background, high school coaching background? Like
no, that is from, I went to a coach's development in Boston with a woman named Denise Thomas, who worked for not only CrossFit, but also when Reebok was the main sponsor of CrossFit.
Yeah.
They have their headquarters in Boston, and they had a CrossFit gym in there that was all seminar staff coaches. She was one of them. Wow. And Austin Malleola was there too. And I went for this weekend, and that was part of one of the things that they showed us. That was part of the coach's development was lesson planning. And she still to this day, Denise Thomas is one of the most tenured seminar staff people out there. She has an Instagram page called DT Lesson Plans, where she posts. There's nobody that has more beautiful and elegant lesson plans than her.
Oh, I'm going to check it out. DT lesson plans.
If you have any interest in coaching, 100%. Number one, every coach should be lesson planning. And number two, your aspirations should be as good as Denise's are.
Yeah. That's great. Everybody loves to talk shit about CrossFit corporate. I feel like I have, other than like you just mentioned, the seminar staff. I feel like that's a resource that I love CrossFit and have for 2 years. And I have almost no knowledge of who these people are, what these people do. And so that feels like a big miss to me. Has it always been like that? Like, who are these people and why don't I know
and
them?
I'll be honest with you, that you saying that is probably the first time I said that. That's probably one of the things that they need to do is they need to get, because I know these people just from the years because they were the originals.
Right.
You know what
that's
I mean?
What I'm getting the vibe. Like, I don't know any of these people. So yeah.
Yeah. And that's a miss. And you know what else? Like along those same lines, you know what I always think is it's so horrible that CrossFit is going to evolve as it has. But back in the day, and actually, I don't know if you caught me make the reference to the workout Karen. Karen is
for sure.
Okay. And are you familiar with Karen?
I've done it. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. You've done it. So many people that are newer to CrossFit now, I could say Karen and they would have no idea what I'm talking about.
No idea what you do. Yeah.
Or what used to be used as a simple, like even Fran. Sometimes when you see Fran now, it's not just Fran. It's like heavy Fran, double Fran, go run and get your Fran. It's some crazy version. Well, you have new people that have never experienced Fran. Yeah. You have no idea what that's like. So if you deviate from that and you take that away, people don't understand what that is. And like Fran used to be, and I don't know if it still is or not. It still is in our gym. It used to be the equivalent if you were like a bro that went to the gym, would you be like, what's your bench? You know what I mean? Like it replaced that and it was like, what's your Fran? And if somebody goes, I don't know what Fran is, you're like, well, you don't really CrossFit then.
Yeah.
You know? So but that's the other thing is like keeping that. And that will be the biggest miss of CrossFit HQ if they ever do that, if they lose all of those old school people. I'm not saying don't bring new people on, but you have to hold on to that. Like, and some of them are getting a little corporate-y. more than they used to be, because it used to be like the biker gang mentality.
Yeah. For a guy like you, like, is the aspiration that it returns to that, or are you?
No, there's a habit. No, it can't, because if you look back at it and act as though everything was great, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Like,
yeah.
there were some good things about it, but like I said earlier, it was the Wild West.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how many people that we probably spoiled on CrossFit because we partially didn't know what the hell we were doing.
Whoops. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, sorry, I ruined it for you forever.
Sorry about that. Have you seen this new like fuck the quick fix messaging that they've come out with?
Yeah, which I actually really like because it has old school vibes. Yeah,
that's what I was asking. Like, it kind of feels like that, and that they would embrace it in the current climate with all of the stuff seems like a decision. And it seems like a decision.
For sure, because it was not like that before.
Right. Yeah. So,
and where that comes from is the original, and I don't know if this is really, but this is what they said the intent was. The reason CrossFit was so difficult is because when it first came about, they figured if they could recruit and get the buy-in of like the tip of the spear people, everybody else would follow. Where if you started with grandma and grandpa first, anybody above that is going to be like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. That's for old people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's a little bit more that vibe of going back to it. And yes, you're going to scare some people, but again, it's back to what we were saying earlier. You have to decide that you want to do this anyway. If you've already decided you can't do it, or you're going to get injured, or it costs too much, nothing I say is going to make you do it.
Yeah. Is the tip of the spear versus the Glassman term, fat fucks and old farts, that distinction, is that the same thing as the games versus the affiliates sort of back and forth? Do you think?
A little bit. When I think tip of the spear, though, I think more of like, I don't think games athletes anymore. Because I used to think the games were so cool. But there's another thing. It's like, if you only look back on the past, and being nostalgic about it, the games weren't great. But why they were so impactful back in the day was because those games athletes were actually homegrown athletes out of your gym.
Right. Yeah.
There was a time,
is what you mean?
Yeah, like when CrossFit Maximus was the only CrossFit gym in town, they had a few years of absolute magic. That their facility was awesome. They were sending people to the games and teams, and it wasn't that they were doing anything crazy. It was their people. It was like like you went to the games, and I'm like, oh my God, I work out next to Trevor, and then so you get so much tremendous buy-in from that.
Yeah,
it was awesome. And I'm not saying they're not awesome anymore. I'm just saying that like gyms aren't like that anymore because none of those athletes are working out in classes anymore.
Right, they're all doing.
So they're not really
programming.
Yeah, so they're not really homegrown anymore. So you don't get quite the buy-in of it.
Does part of you hope? Go ahead.
No, say what were you gonna say?
Does part of you hope that whoever the new owner is someone like with a strong affiliate tie, someone like a Rich Froning or something like that?
Yes and no. I kind of and we can piggyback this into the MetFix thing if you want to.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
I kind of don't really give a crap what HQ does anymore. Like, because that's not what it means to me. I know what CrossFit means to me. I know I love it. If you come up with something better, I'll change. But until then, I'm always going to do CrossFit. I'll always have my CrossFit affiliate because I think it's like I'm almost paying homage to it. Like, I could get rid of it. I hate when people say, I don't even know if the affiliate name does anything for me. Yeah, but 10 years ago it did.
Yeah.
And don't tell me, that just drives me nuts. Like, you're only saying that because you feel like you've built up your business enough where you don't need that name anymore. Right, I just think it's the most unloyal thing that there ever was. And I don't give a shit what you call it. You're still doing CrossFit.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'll be a CrossFit gym forever. I did the MetFix thing because I didn't know what it was. And I wanted to know. And I knew Glassman had some sort of affiliation with it. I didn't know what degree. And people were like, what is MetFix? And I was like, I have no idea. I have no clue. But they did this application process and they said, we're going to take 100 founding affiliates. And it was back in the day, you used to have to, when you became an affiliate, you used to have to write an essay of why. And they legitimately read it. And if it wasn't good, they would tell you, we don't think you're a good affiliate. Well, they brought that back. So again, I'm like, oh, I'm in. I'm doing that.
Yeah.
So we got picked for one of the 100 first. And I was like,
Wow.
we got picked. And people were like, what does that mean? I go, oh, no.
We'll see.
No. And so here's the thing. Am I convinced being in a MetFit affiliate does anything? No. Will I continue it? I don't know. All it is, they took, without saying CrossFit, they're saying we've perfected the movement part. We've got it. You want movement, you want fitness, do CrossFit. CrossFit, what they were kind of saying is where they dropped the ball was that they weren't hitting nutrition as much as they were somebody's air squat.
Yeah.
And nutrition is just as important, but you don't have to be in a MetFix affiliate to do that in your CrossFit. You could do that in your CrossFit affiliate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, from an information resource platform, I love it because it's everything that you're not going to find anywhere.
Right.
Like they're legitimately being now saying that they're saying cancer is a metabolic disease, not a genetic disease. So if you want to fix it or avoid it, look what you're doing from a nutritional standpoint.
Man, that makes me feel like, just in the same way, from a fitness perspective, CrossFit was the insane Wild West back in the day. It is insane, culturally insane, to make that claim about cancer.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the best way to describe what MetFix is. They're putting the same like Wild West mentality that they did. Oh, and look at they ended up being right on the fitness part. Like, and everybody was saying that in the beginning. Like, why would you squat your hip crease below your knee? You're gonna blow your knees out. Well, that's not true. You know.
Yeah.
So, but they're just doing it with just more of an emphasis on the nutrition part. And I did go to they have their equivalent to the L1, like they have a seminar, and I went to that, and that is worth going to, even if you have no plans of like anybody in CrossFit, just to get, they dive so deep in the nutrition part that you feel then you're like more equipped to come back and talk to somebody about nutrition because you actually know the mechanics behind what you're saying. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's interesting. I know you got to coach here in a minute. A lot of on your social media is about nutrition and meal prepping and stuff.
Yeah.
You're a meal prepping family. Are you like, how does that normally pan out? Is that like every Sunday we do a bunch of?
No, because that didn't work out for us. We tried that like way back in the day. So I have 3 kids. And so what meal prepping looks like for us, my wife and I sit down, and I say my wife and I, but she like does the majority of it. But I like
you sit down.
Yeah. I'm in the same room. We plan out all of our meals for the week. Mm-hmm. So we know what we're going to do for dinner
every week.
Right? Yeah. Yep. So every day, and we base that off of like, okay, what activities do we have in that evening? Like if it's a ton of activities, we know that dinner can't be something that's super involved. Now, on the days I don't coach, like actually yesterday, I don't even know how this happened, but I didn't coach last night, and our 2 my oldest went off to college, but now the 2 at home, neither one of them had late night activities. So we were all home. So that day became a dinner that we could actually spend a little bit more prep time on because we were all just home. So we know what we're going to have for dinner Monday through Friday, and then we grocery shop for it on Sunday, and then we prepare it as we go. And my wife and I do split the duties on like, depending upon our schedule on who's like doing most of the meal prep for that. So we cook everything on that day, but we have a game plan going into the week.
Yeah. I think
because that's the easiest way that you get off track is like it's Wednesday night.
No game plan. Yep.
Kids have activities, and you're like, well, what are we going to do for dinner? And you have you know what I mean? You're not going to stop at the grocery store at 7:30 at night.
Yeah, exactly.
So we just come up with our plan that way. And then we have staple items that we buy every week, like produce, stuff like that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so we just do it that way.
What is your kids' opinion of CrossFit?
I don't know. My oldest, so here's our thing with the kids. Everybody always asks, we're like, do you make your kids do CrossFit?
Right.
My thought process is the easiest way to get them to hate it is to make them do it. So they always have an open invitation to come. My oldest daughter was a soccer player. She came all the time. My middle daughter is a distance runner. She doesn't do it quite as much. I would love for her to do it, but I'm not going to make her do it if she doesn't want to do it. And her schedule's so busy. And then my youngest, who's 11, She loves to. She actually came in and did one of the classes like a week or two ago.
Oh, cool.
No, I don't do it. She's not doing it. It happened to be a class that kind of fit what she could do. It was running, burpees, and box jumps.
Yeah.
She could do all those. She's not like, I'm not bringing my 11-year-old into the barbell class. She
Right.
just,
Yeah.
because all I would be doing is spending all my time watching my 11-year-old try not to die.
Yeah.
You know what I
Always
mean?
important to do. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, our youngest two did CrossFit Kids when I coached it, and they latched. Our youngest, loves the barbell and was really, took to it. We did force our oldest daughter to run to sort of. We took a gap year from cross country, and so she needed to sort of play catch up. So I was like,
oh yeah, so something to do. Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
my bigger thing. It doesn't have to be CrossFit, but you're doing something.
Yep.
There's going to be
for
some
sure.
sort of activity in your life.
Yeah. That's our rule. It has to be hard.
Yeah.
It can't be easy. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, but when they were young, how you said you're like, what do they think about CrossFit? I think when they were younger, you'd been like, what does your dad do? They'd be like, I have no idea. He wears shorts a lot, though. I know that. Like they didn't. They didn't have a clue what I do.
Yeah. Last question. What's your favorite CrossFit workout? Like, where are you getting your first place in?
Favorite CrossFit is Helen. It's 3 rounds.
Which one's that?
3 rounds, 400-meter run. I got to think about it for 21 kettlebell swings, 12 pull-ups. I think it's 3 rounds.
Okay.
It's a sprint.
Yeah.
I like it because I'm good at it. So
Hey, I get it.
I'm not going to give you
Always
one
makes
that
it
I'm not
look-
good at.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. And I love it because it's so deceptive because the first round you do so well in it. And you're like, I'm killing
the
this
best
workout.
CrossFitter. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the second round, you're like, oh my gosh, this is getting really hard. And then the third round, if you're really pushing it, like if you're hitting the intent of the workout, everything falls apart. You can't hold on to anything, but it's not as aggressive as Fran is.
Yeah. The beautiful destruction of a CrossFit
Yeah, that's
workout.
my favorite.
Awesome. Well, Eric, hey, I really appreciate it. Do you want to do a plug for Conductor or something, or?
No, I want to plug for every CrossFit in Lexington. I want to plug for every
Okay.
CrossFit. And the more people that do CrossFit, I don't give a shit if you do it at my gym, if you do it at 859. I love the guys at Man of War. I love everybody at Maximus. Like, the more people that we can get doing CrossFit, the better. And actually,
Totally.
and back to what I said before, the more we stop acting like we're each other's competition, the better the CrossFit ecosystem will be. And
for sure.
It goes, and I'm not making anything up. Rising tides raise all ships.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The more we
For
get
sure.
along and the more we work together, the better things are going to be.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely this, like, we're all on the same, not in an arrogant way, but like there's something fundamental about life that we all understand.
Yeah.
And it is our desire that everybody would come to understand that.
100%.
Yeah.
And the other thing, I can't
Cool.
badmouth anybody else because I say this jokingly, but I've either owned or coached or been kicked out of every CrossFit gym in Central Kentucky. So
Oh, there you go.
yeah,
There, you've made your mark.
yeah,
Awesome.
maybe not in a good way.
Right. Yeah. Well, hey, Eric, I really appreciate the time.
Yeah, absolutely.